Good evening. My name is George Bush, and today I'll be interviewing Micaela Bailey, an acknowledged expert on the Canadian Shield. Micaela, why don't we start by telling us where exactly the Canadian Shield is located?
Well, the Canadian Shield is located, it borders the Hudson Bay and covers most of eastern and central Canada.
Interesting. What impact does it have on the lives of Canadians that live around it?
Well, the Inuits, or Eskimos, come to the Shield to try to better understand the origin of life.
Speaking of better understanding it, what exactly is the Canadian Shield?
Well, it's basically just a big landform that's made of Precambrian rock.
Rock. Well, does it do anything?
Actually, there is lots of mining for gold, copper, and iron ore on the Shield.
Interesting. How about wildlife?
There is lots of animals, and that means lots of hunting.
Hunting. Interesting. A bit off topic, but are there any significant imports or exports from Canada?
Yes, there are lots of imports such as fruit, vegetables, and chemicals. But then they also export things like aluminum, plastic, sugar, and lumber.
And do they import and export with any countries in particular?
The U.S., the U.K., and Japan would be three of the major ones.
Okay. Does anyone live on the actual Canadian Shield?
Really, there's just like 2 people per square mile.
2 per square mile, not many. Why so few?
Well, for one thing, it's freezing cold, so that's pretty difficult to survive in. And then there's very few transportation linkages, so you can't get from one place to another.
And why is transportation so difficult on the Shield?
Well, the land's very rough and rocky and stuff, and then they're also really expensive to build.
Very, very informative. Any last thoughts on the Shield?
Yeah. The Shield is a very important landform, and I also hope that people will start to think more about Earth and less about themselves. And then I'd also hope that I could one day visit the Canadian Shield.
Well, that would be nice. I'd love to come with you with all of my Secret Service. Thank you. Have a good evening.